Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Divine Dojo. I'm Gabriela. I'm here to do your reading for June 23rd through the 29th. I am going to be clearing the energy. I'm going to ping the tuning fork 3 times if you want to close your eyes, or if you're like listening to this while doing work, whatever, that's cool. You don't have to close your eyes, but either way, I will be breathing. So take a deep breath in. And release whenever you're ready. Deep breath in. Clearing all negativity from our energy in this space. Hi. Callie's here joining us. She's a cutie patootie, huh, Callie? Are you the cutest? All right, so Scorpio, what's up, my babies, my loves? I love me Scorpios, obviously. So what is going on? So today I'm filming on the 23rd, and we're still in the Sun Square Neptune energy, which we want to continue grounding our energy and balancing our energy. And if we're going to make decisions, we want to make them from that space instead of an emotionally charged space, which, you know, with the chaos going on in the world, emotions are running high, and the divide and conquer tactic, as usual, is in play with the leaders. Anyhow, so then Tuesday, the sun is conjunct Jupiter. Interesting. I wasn't ready, but I will take that. The sun is conjunct Jupiter, and so that's creating a Kazemi, which is basically the sun and Jupiter are both in Cancer. It happens every year, but it's expansive energy. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So, you know, people, astrologers, or, you know, your social media people will be saying that it's the luckiest day of the year. And it absolutely can be if you have been putting in the work and, you know, putting in your intentions out there in the world and your high vibe and your good energy. So the 25th is the new moon in Cancer. Again, great in Cancer. Jupiter loves being in the new moon. The Cancer is about our home, our family, our nest, our security, our values, what we value in other people, relationships, right? So our close relationships. So we want to set the intentions and set the, you know, plant the seeds for what we want to manifest for in those areas. And Jupiter is asking us to step up, right? And step up and into this higher frequency, and step up into, you know, being secure in ourselves and our self-worth and in our power. So we definitely want to stay in that energy. The world right now is trying to suck us into this negativity and into the chaos. And that's the last thing we want to do. We want to stay centered. We want to stay focused on our dreams, our goals, our visions, our manifestations, and stay there. It's good to be aware of what's going on, but don't get dragged into it, right? Because it can really suck us down. So, and siphon our energy, right? So the 26th, Mercury enters Leo, which is great because it's nice change, because it gives us like more bold, more heartfelt, more confident, more authentic communication with Mercury being in Leo, or entering Leo on the 26th. Then on the 27th, we have Mercury opposing Pluto. So Mercury is in Leo, like I said, and then Pluto is in Aquarius, creating that opposition. And so our bold and confident and heartfelt conversations can bring up some revelations, some, you know, some conflict and all of that. So we want to stay open to other people's opinions and, you know, and their views and stuff like that, but we don't have to take them on to our own if we don't, you know, feel like it's you know, ours to take in, right? So it's that saying of like, agree to disagree if you are in that position, you know, like accept their disagreement and but don't get dragged into a conflict situation. So I'm just showing you the mask. I'm not going to take it because I was just like doing it, but those are the aspects of, and you know, and maybe I will read it, but now I'm ready to pull these cards. So Spirit, I invite you in to come and give me clarity and give me a clear and concise message for the Scorpio collective for the week of June 23rd through the 29th. And we reject any negative energy or entities coming into this reading. They are not welcome here. The Judge, right? So where are we judging other people? Where are we judging ourselves? You know, the collective is in a big judgy space right now. And I get it, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you know, that divide and conquer is working on us yet again. You know, when will we ever learn, right? Or the collective ever learn? So where are we judging others? Where are we judging ourselves? How can we come into that balance, agree to disagree, allow people their opinions and not, and you know, yes, still continue to have bold, heart-centered communication and conversations, and confident in ourselves as well, and you know, and let somebody be, right? Let them have their, it's okay. When you're confident in yourself, you don't need to prove anything to anybody. You accept it, you're like, okay, cool, and then you move on. You're not dismissive of the person. You listen, you hear them out, and you're like, okay, cool. You know, it doesn't have to mean that you have to agree. It just means, okay, and then, you know, you are accepting of it and you move on. So, yeah, I like that. And the mask, how interesting. You know, where, I don't need to pull the card, but, you know, where are, we all wear masks, right? We all wear masks. We're one way with a lover, we're one way with our parent, we're one way with our friends, we're one way, you know, with our coworkers, we're one way, you know, or several ways, but you know, we show only certain aspects of ourselves to certain people, you know, so because we're used to navigating in this way of like kind of people pleasing, and Scorpios are chameleons of, you know, like getting in and just like fitting in where they can, and you know, and great at that, right? And listening and watching and all of that. So where can we take the mask off and show all of the people, whoever we're with, the one, you know, all of the personalities and all of our complex selves to everyone, you know, and not hide who we are, and either be accepted or not accepted, and don't worry about it if they don't accept, right? So and don't judge them because they don't accept you. I used to get butt hurt when people didn't like accept me, and then I just learned like some people are just gonna like you and some people are just not, and that's just the bottom line. And that goes with anything in work and friendships and blah blah blah. But you are the one who is able to choose, you know. Like I've had a lot of competition with my like girlfriends, you know, and it's not even like I warranted, you know, like I want what's best for like my girlfriends, right? It wasn't about competition, but somehow you just, the female has been pinned against the female, and male against male and all of that, right? So we're not in competition with anybody except ourselves. So We have to love ourselves, we have to honor ourselves, and we have to stop wherever we judge somebody it's something that we still have in ourselves, you know? And it's a mirror to us. Like, we're judging them, but like, let's really look at ourselves, right? So, all right. What's going on, my babies? All right, Spirit, what do you have for the Scorpio collective this week? The Hermit, reverse, Virgo energy. The Page of Cups. He's a young page, but he's creative, he's intuitive, you know, he's curious. Excuse me, I don't know what I ate. And I also have allergies. This Texas weather is taking me a lot to get used to. Anyhow. So we have the Hermit, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Nine of Wands reversed, we have the Hermit reversed, Page of Cups upright, the Two of Swords upright, and then the Nine of Cups upright. So there's definitely contentment after a decision is made. Maybe this week is what's going to happen, right? Because you definitely have been like struggling, overwhelmed, maybe exhausted. I know I have been exhausted. I'm also going through perimenopause, so there's that. But just like this whole move, getting used to, and I'm just using myself an example. There's, you know, that's the only thing I can do is examples of my life, you know, that can relate. But I like this Page of Cup energy here, especially with this new moon. Because if you have been putting in the work into creativity, and there is like a payoff, but a decision will need to be made. But you are exhausted, right? The Scorpio collective is exhausted. We've had to put up with a lot of shit. And this new moon is definitely affecting, you know, all of the water signs as well. Our element, right? So, yeah, and like I said in the last reading, it's time to be out of isolation. It's time to get into into relationships that are reciprocal. There's no more of the what I was saying of like the mask. There's no more of like putting up that mask and then also giving of ourselves and not receiving back. We give so much of ourselves to our own detriment, and it's time to give to ourselves. This week is all about and not just this week, but like Cancer season should be about self-care, you know, loving ourselves, our self-worth, and like being more in that high vibe. And Jupiter is asking us to step up and come into the light and raise our frequency and show ourselves. If you are like me, like a content person creating, like I like this Page of Cups because it's like how you get satisfied is by creating, right? And instead of being a consumer, it's good to create, especially in this world right now. Creating brings us joy, brings us happiness. So Jupiter is asking us to be seen and come out of that like crabby Cancer shell, and use the aspects and the new moon to, you know, plant those seeds of how we can manifest. And yes, about our family, our security, our values, and all of that, but also how we come out of our shelves and our shelves, and come into the light and spread that higher frequency to more people, you know. And so the 24th through the 26th, really good opportunities to put some work out there that you've been working on, whether it's a book, whether it's poetry, whether it's YouTube, whether it's tarot, whatever, right? Whatever you have been working on creatively, you have the inner resources, and you have you know, maybe but you are exhausted. So maybe there's a lack of motivation. And so a decision needs to be made to overcome this exhaustion somehow and get your, you know, your creative juices back. And this guy, like, he's happy, right? He's content. He's satisfied. He's emotionally stable. He's a 9 of Cups, Pisces energy. And, you know, be open to receiving and having those relationships of giving and receiving, of reciprocity, because then the hard work pays off, right? You've been putting in the hard work, or you are putting in the hard work, and you are being productive. And, you know, here comes, he's slow as fuck, right? But he still comes in with a pentacle, a new, an opportunity, right? As long as you're putting in the hard work and you have routines and you are efficient and you are responsible and you are taking care of your things, but also being creative and following passions and, you know, getting your emotional needs served, you know, taking care of your emotional needs. Why is the Hermit here reversed? Interesting. Yeah, so I asked why the Hermit was here. It's like, yeah, it's been like isolation, contemplation, and kind of loneliness and worry, you know, here with the 9 of Swords. And there's no need to worry, you know, like maybe some of the Scorpio collective has been so stuck that they're feeling despair, desperation, like just like at a loss. And there's no need to do that. As long as you start putting, if you haven't done it yet, or if you have been putting the work, some sort of opportunity is coming in, because the Lovers is here, right? And the Lovers is a decision, right? And the best decision is to always love yourself first and put yourself first. What's that saying about the airplane? You can't save anybody until you put your mask on first, until you get the oxygen first. So this is the Scorpio's lesson, is to put themselves first. And it's one of the hardest things to do for a Scorpio. I don't know fucking why, but it is. So it's about loving on yourself and putting ourselves first. And maybe there is sorry, I had it reversed. And maybe there is a new love connection coming in. From other tarot readers, have been hearing that for a while. Nothing's happened on my end, but maybe it will. Maybe it has for you. Or maybe this new moon in Cancer, that's what you're setting your intentions for, right? A home, a family, a partnership, who holds the same values, who gives you security. And that's like something I hope for, right? And I believe it. So, you know, you have to come out. I know we're exhausted. I know the collective, Scorpio collective, has been through so much shit, and we're exhausted, but we have to follow our passions, be creative, and keep going. You know, this guy is like, he's tired as fuck, but he's gonna keep going. So what's this 9 of Wands reversed? So what energies do we have? We have Sag, Libra, Pisces, Taurus, Aries, Taurus, Geminizel. What is this 9 of Wands reversed about? What is this about? Wait, what? Yeah, we're tired. We're tired. There's the King of Pentacles, the Temperance, the 2 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands upright, and then the 10 of Cups upright. So we got 2 10s here. We got 2 10s, 2 6s, 3 6s, 2 9, 3 6 9. Although we don't have the 3s. So we have 2 6s, 2 9s. Wait, do what? No, we have 3 6s, 2 9s, and two 10s. And 2 2s, interesting. Numerology. 4 9s. How interesting with the Hermit. 4 9 9 9 9 9. So yeah, this is the 9-year, right? A year of transformation, a year of nothing's going to be the same. You know, we've been putting in this hard work. We're exhausted. We're ready to throw those fucking things down. But we see the castle. We see the village. We see the people. Is there people? We see the people. Let's pretend there's people there. We see the people. We see it. And it feels so far away, but we're almost there, right? Do not give up. Definitely, you know, I think it's just this feeling of overwhelmed with life. And especially after this weekend, I know a lot of people are just like, what the fuck? You know, how much more does the collective have to endure, right? But we're there. It's going to be 6 more. It's going to be a while. But it's going to, till 2027, I mean, we're just at the breaking point of seeing the new world, and we're past the lobby now, right? We're in the theater and we're watching it all unfold, and we don't know what the fuck is going on. So we're gonna get there. We're almost there, but we got to keep going, because when we keep going and we believe in ourselves and we have faith in ourselves and we have that endurance and we have that perseverance, we get the 10 of Cups. And that's what we want, right? We want this shit. We want the lovers, we want the house, we want the 10 of Cups, we want, you know, we want it all, right? And we deserve it all. So keep going, Scorpio. Do not give up. Justice, yes, and justice will be served. Justice, something will come out. And just the Judge, how funny. If you are a Scorpio who has been putting in the hard work on yourself, doing the shadow work, doing, you know, staying high vibe, and high vibe doesn't mean like, oh, love and light all the time. No, just believing and trusting and believing and trusting, even though there's no evidence of what you've been wishing for coming through yet, but you know wholeheartedly and you trust wholeheartedly that it's going to be coming true. It will. You will receive justice, fairness, you know, the balance. You will receive what you deserve. So put those manifestations onto papers this week. Remember, it is an exalted new moon because Jupiter is there, and we have that Kazemi there as well. So definitely believe. What is the advice? Oh. The world. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. The world. This hard shit, this like not being there, it's almost done. I feel you. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes here. I'm so itchy. Fuck. The world, right? We are a new chapter. The world, the is in our favor, and we are here, right? The fixed signs are what makes not what makes the world go around, but you know, we are the fixed energies. So Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So I love this, right? It's a completion. We are going to accomplish our goals, our dreams, our wishes. They will be fulfilled, and you gotta trust. You gotta keep the faith and keep going. Keep going. Yeah, this is not a week to give up. Do not give up this week, Scorpio. I love it. I'm going to leave that there because I think that's pretty obvious. What do you have to tell Scorpio Spirit for this week? What advice from the wisdom of the Oracle deck? That's advice to myself too, you know. I'm fucking... Who else got this? I think Libra got this. So yeah, buy the book. And I was telling Libra, like, buy the book can be a good thing. You know, you take steps by steps, you know, you do the hard work, you put in the work and you will achieve things, right? But sometimes buy the book fucking sucks, is bullshit, right? Where you're just like doing things by the book. It's time to not do things by the book, in my personal opinion. You do as you wish. Doing things by the book has led us to where we are now, right? Just as an example, the people who follow, and this is no shade on the people who are in the army or anything like that, right? But the people who follow the rules, who, when the general or whoever fucking, or the president tells them, yeah, go ahead and drop a bomb, and they're like, okay. They're doing things by the book. Like, is that good? No. What are we doing here, right? What are we doing here? So we need to start thinking outside of the box and outside of the book, right? And this is the problem with the book in general. It's like it keeps us in the lines of the book and not thinking outside of the box. And this is the energy that we need to start thinking about, especially in this day and age with AI, right? You know, like, do we even really know what's the reality is? I mean, I don't know. I saw the last 4 years, you know, of the presidency, and to me, that was all green screen, but I don't want to get in trouble here on YouTube. So anyhow, what are, you know, our eyes can deceive us, AI can deceive us, all of this stuff that we have to be super discerning. And so what I say is, don't focus on any of that shit. Yes, be informed about what's going on, but don't focus on it, and start creating and start having this creative spirit here, right? Of not being by the book. Be emotionally balanced and centered in yourself, but like, it's time to create and start building a new world, which I know we can build, but it's gonna be up to each and every one of us as individuals. So I want one more from here. Sometimes by the book is good, sometimes it's not. Like, if you want to fucking build an IKEA thing, then yeah, you have to go buy the fucking book, right? Because otherwise, there are fucking pieces all over the place from that IKEA thing that you're building. Happy, happy, happy. And that's exactly the energy that this vampiric, energetic thing, whatever entity, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, whatever. This energy that always wants to distract us from our goals, dreams, wishes, and manifestations, purpose, wants to siphon our energy away from building our own stuff, creating our own things, and being in this happy, happy energy, right? Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. And I love the egg. The egg has a face. You know, we as women are the portals, right? We are the portals that give everything life. So it's just funny to me that the Abrahamic religions don't include women in it. And it's just like, you know, the woman is the sinner, and the this and that. It's just like, whenever that happens, you know that it's a false religion, or it's a false thing happening. But anyways, we won't get into that. That's a whole other thing. And again, I don't want to get into. There's so much I can get into. This is why I have a podcast. But I need to, you know, again, I'm speaking to myself about being creative here and not having my energy siphoned and taken away from my creative endeavors, from my goals, dreams, and wishes, and what I hope to, you know, accomplish for myself, you know, for my creativity, for my happiness, because those things make me happy to talk about those things, but on certain platforms you can't, right? So yeah, so that's what it is. So I'm gonna pull something from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, because this is a vibe today. And I'm going to try and like hurry this up because I'm just going way too long on these weeklies, and it's like literally a week. So relax. I'm going to try to go longer on the monthlies and then do like quickies for the new moon and full moons. That's my goal. See, I have goals of the creative stuff too. Ooh, the serpent. I love this. And we are in the year of the snake. So it's about shedding this old mindset of being by the book. And what is here? This is this is very cute. The little elephant family, right? Well, maybe you weren't born to like fit into the, 4.5 whatever family unit, two parents and a kid and a dog, or 2 kids and a dog, whatever the fuck it is. I forget what it is. Anyways, this is so cute though. I love elephants. But maybe that's not your style. Maybe that's, a lot of the spiritual community, harps on, or like I should say more of the Christianity stuff, harps on like, the family unit, yeah, well, maybe families, we need to open to what families are, because not all families are great, not all families are happy, not all families are to the benefit of the child or the parent, most are toxic, so, but that's, and maybe it's about building like different families, our soul families, our soul friendships, our karmic relationships, our creating communities. That's our new family. So like being by the book doesn't necessarily mean like what we've been taught, right? And maybe it's time to create what that means. I was saying in another reading, I don't know if any of you listened to the Aubrey Marcus, but it was just like, I think it was Libra, where they got like 2 opportunities and then the lovers the lovers card a couple times. And I'm like, well, maybe it's 2 lovers and, maybe you have to make a choice, or maybe you don't, you take on the 2 lovers and that's like your unit. That's your new way of being, right? So we need to start shedding the old ways. And what do we care, like what anybody does in their own private time, as long as they're adults and they're consenting. Now, what you do with kids, I do care about. As long as you're adults and, and consenting, and I don't care what the fuck you do, right? And you're not hurting other people, then do whatever you want, right? So my point is we have to start thinking outside of the box and not being, absolutely stuck on by the book and the rules, and and doing what the rule makers have taught us and programmed us to do, right? So I love that. I think it's time to shed the old ways and create new ways and be pioneers, which Scorpios are completely pioneers, doing things differently. So and then we have the drum. Ooh, I love this one. It's time to follow the beat of our own drum. It's time to go to the beat of our own drum, whatever that is for you. Tarot, dancing naked in the moonlight, whatever, like knitting, sewing, whatever it is that floats your boat, whatever your weird is, whatever your kink is, whatever, all of that. Again, if you're an adult and you have another consenting adult, then do you, boo, like you do you, and go and be weird and follow the beat of your own drum and what makes you happy, 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 right? This is what will really make Scorpios happy, is following their own heart and following the beat of their own drum. And join a drum circle. Those shits are fun too. I love drum. Excuse me. Lord. I fucking flew. Sorry. Just making sure my dog's on. Yeah, and all this hard work, you know, it says within the next few months, you know, like you can't start a tarot channel and think like, oh my God, I'm gonna start making money right away. No, you got to put in the work, right? And it's got to become like not a daily thing, but it's got to become some sort of pattern habit, you know, you got to create some sort of discipline towards it, right? So if you've been doing the work, stuff is coming within the change is the major change, or your windfall. This is coming soon, you know, this turning of this page, this chapter is happening. And so when the chapter closes, the new chapter begins, right? So let's get a Moonology card, and maybe that'll tell us like what that means within a few months, or maybe not. I hope this reading is helpful, Scorpio. It's for me, it's inspired me for sure. If you do like it and it's been helpful, definitely like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would love to know. Believe in the impossible. Yeah. Do you, boo, to the beat of your own drum, man. And then what do you need to release? You know, is it this guy, the judge, that you will be judged, that people will judge you? They're gonna fucking do it anyways, you know. People are gonna hate, and people are gonna love, and some people are gonna not even give a fuck or care. So, you know, they're just gonna think you're dumb or whatever. Who cares? We are our own worst judges, that's for sure. And then it says full moon in Pisces, you know, which goes back to within the next few months. How interesting. Well, that's technically next year, but whatever. Oh no, that's this year. Yeah, Pisces season. No, Pisces. Yeah, that's next year. Well, this year has flown by so fast. So maybe by the next full moon, you're cooking with gas, and this whole situation here is, you're deep in it, right? Who knows? Or it will just be starting. Either way, I think it's beautiful. So follow the beat of your own drum. And let's pull an angel number card, and then I'll read the judge. And we'll call it a day, Scorpio, because these guys, these readings are just going way too long. I love it, Scorpio. This has given me inspiration. Damn it! What did I say? Was it this deck? Oh no. Somebody had 777, but we had 999, like 4 9s, which is perfect for the year because it's shedding, right? And releasing. And here's 777. And it says, manifested wisdom. This message finds you in a time of uncertainty. Yet rest assured that you will emerge victorious from any challenges you face. Fucking challenges, man. Remember, you possess valuable life experiences and wisdom that can inspire others. Sharing this wisdom will require enthusiasm and effort, but it will make a meaningful impact, Scorpio. So, yes, the shit's hard, right? It's like, it's work. It's work. We are tired, but it's worth it because we get this at the end, right? It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth putting myself out here on YouTube. You know, I got like, what, 13 followers? I don't care, you know? Thank you for you 13 people that are out here following me right now. I love you guys so much, and I am so grateful for you. You don't even know. Even though I'd be doing it here if I didn't have any followers whatsoever, because I just love this shit, right? So you got to do what you love and trust that there will be people out there that resonate with your message or your style of delivering the message, and or not. And that's okay, right? Either way, it doesn't fucking matter. It's about you doing you and following your heart and doing what makes you happy, right? And letting go of others, people's expectations or judgments of you, and especially letting go of your own judgment of self and loving yourself as is right now, working on improving and getting better day by day. That's all we can do. So, what the fuck? Okay, here it is. Says the judge, the critic, the diplomat, the advocate. I hope you can see this. The judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true, and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and others. Ironically, the judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry, and fear-mongering. Exactly. What is going on in the world? How do they keep us divided and separated and not unified? All of that. This is the judge out of balance, building walls, separating from other. When this same discerning force is made conscious and healed, however, the judge may be found advocating for civil rights causes, standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. Love is the deciding factor. Awakening this archetype is essential for the complex times we are in. Get your judge in order. The world needs it. Yeah, the world needs us to stop judging other people, and most of all, judging ourselves, you know, because when we judge other people, it's time to like flip the script and look at ourselves when we're judging other people, because that lives within us, you know, whatever we're judging other people for. So something to think about. And but the just and fair and compassionate judge definitely is you know, letting people be who and what they are, and you know, they want to live in misery, live in misery. They want to be happy, awesome, that's fucking rad. Be happy for them. There's no competition, there's no comparison, there's nothing like that, right? Somebody's doing better than you, wish them well, because that gives you inspiration. You know, somebody is doing worse than you, wish them well and hope that they make it through, right? And not judge, you know, like where they're at. So, you know, we're all in different stages of our evolution and consciousness journey. So there's that. I love you, Scorpio, so much. I hope this was helpful. This was a lot for this week, but anyways, get those manifestations on paper and decide, you know, and keep on putting in the work. I know we're, as a collective, we're exhausted. I totally feel it. But, you know, keep going, because it will pay off, and you are inspiring. You are an inspiration. You are beautiful. And keep going. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Peace.